Guys, welcome back to the channel. So on today's video we are going to be making a skirt slit ruffle. These are the things you're going to be needing. You're also going to be needing like 2 yards of material, 2 or 3 yards, depending on how big or small the person is. Okay, let's get started. So first things you want to do is fold your fabric into two, and I'm here just going to take my waistline. So I'm just going to make a line for my waist first of all, and I'm just going to rule a horizontal line to show that that's where the waist line is supposed to be. And then I'm going to take the differences from my waist to my hip. For me it's 8, so I'm just going to mark out 8 right there, and also draw a horizontal line across to indicate that that's where my hip line is. And now I'm going to take from my waistline to where I want the length of the skirt to be. So for me, I was going to do a 27, but I felt 27 was too much, so I did a 24. And then I'm going to add 2 inches for like the folding allowance. I'm going to add 2 inches. So, and I'm also going to rule a horizontal line across to indicate that that's where the knee measurement is going to go. So we're done with that. Now it's time to take main measurements. So on this waistline measurement, I'm going to be taking my waist measurement divided by 4, and I'm just going to mark it out right here. I'm also going to put in 1 inch for that, and then I'm going to use 1.5 inch for my sewing allowance. Remember you guys, you can use 2 inches, you can use 1.5, you can use 3. So on this hip line here, I'm going to take my hip measurement divided by 4, and I'm also going to put 1.5 inch for our sewing allowance. Remember, your hip doesn't have any kind of that whatsoever. So the best way to get your knee measurement is take your hip measurement and minus 1. So my hip measurement is 11 when you divide it by 4, so minus 1 is 10. I'm just going to take that down and also add my 1.5 inch for sewing allowance. I'm now going to use my French curve to curve the lines from my waist to my hip first, and then I'll take my straight ruler and connect the dots from my waistline to my knee, from my hip line to my knee, sorry. Okay, so we're done with that, and now we're going to cut. Here we're just going to take 1/2 inch out, and the reason why we're doing this is so your skirts can sit properly on you when you wear it. And this is only going to be done on the front side of the skirt, you guys remember. It's only going to be done on the front side of the skirt. So we're going to cut that out, and it's time to cut the back. So basically what you want to do is just take out your zip measurement, rule a line across like a straight line, and then place your front piece, like your front pattern, on the, not above the line, not across the line. You're just going to put it where the line starts, and then trace out the back. That's what you're going to do. Don't go above the line, don't go too far away from the line, just as I do it here. And now it's time to get our darts, you guys. So this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be using the middle side of the front, and I'm going to divide my waist measurement by 8. I'm just going to mark that out and then notch. So you guys, I'm just going to separate the back because it needs to be separated. I went ahead to cut the lining piece, and you can see I removed 2 inches from the lining piece. Okay, so it's time to get the slit. I'm just going on my that measurement. Remember, we've notched it before, so I'm just going to rule a straight line across. And when I go down, I'm not going as straight as the first lines are. I'm just making a slant line, and then I'm going to take my tape and measure where I want my slit to stop. If you want your slit to be a 10, you could do that. Me, I wanted mine to be a 15. So I'm just going to go with a 15. Not just mark that out and then cut up to 15. So you want to remove now half inches from both sides, and then that's how you're going to get your slit. So we're going to place this now on the lining piece of the front and just cut out that slit part, but you need to be careful and use your pins so things don't move too much. Okay guys, so this is what it should look like. So what I'm going to do now is take this down to the length side and sew. So this is what it should look like when you're done sewing everything. You see how the that 2 inches is lifted up with the lining piece. I also did the same for the back, and I'm going to turn this now to the front and iron. So I'm done ironing, you guys. This is what it should look like ironed. Very neat. So I'm also going to again take my dart measurement because I'm ready to take the dart, like sew the dart. So I told you before that that is just 5 inches long. There is no addition to it, just 5 inches long. That's where it's supposed to stop. And if you don't want to use 5 inches, you can use 4, you can use 4.5. It doesn't have to be, it cannot be lesser and it cannot be higher. 4, 4.5, or 5 is fine. So I'm just going to mark a half an inch on one side and then roll a line across, just as I do here, you guys, from that dot to the one on top. So this is what it looks like when you're done with the darts. It should look this neat. So now we're going to take our zip measurement. I just want to show you where my zip is going to stop. So it's going to stop at the 8, and I'm just marking out 1.5. For me, I'm going to be closing the back like all the way because the front already has a slit. So now we're just going to pin this down to act as a zip. But before you do that, you want to measure out your zip allowance and know where it's supposed to be. Use the pins to pin it down so you don't mess anything up or miss anything. Remember, we're doing this on the main material. So I'm just going to roll a line across and then use my pins to hold it down. You guys, please do not forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. So what we're going to do next is place the back side on the front and then go and so first thing you want to do is take your waist measurement divided by 2 and your hip measurement divided by 2. That should give you the accurate thing to sew on. So this is what it looks like together. Yeah. So you guys remember in the other video we did zip first before band. Here we're going to do band all the way before adding the zipper. So I went ahead to iron my paper stay on my band. You could use any kind of stain you want. So I'm just going to pin this round. You guys, pins are your best friends. If you have anything to do, just pin it, okay, and it will not move for you. So I'm just going to pin this around and sew later. So you might see the rough edges, but I'm also going to weave after all this. I'm going to weave this so it looks neater on the inside. So this is what it looks like when you're done sewing, and now you're going to add your zip. This is what it looks like, a really good finish, and this is the front for me. You guys see how everything is just correlating nice. So what you want to do next is measure round where your slit is, because that's how much you're going to get the ruffles to stay. So this is what we're going to be using for the ruffles, you guys. So one is going to be like 5.5, and the other is going to be 4.5. And I have a length. For the length is going to be like one 1 yard and 28. You can use 2 yards if you want. That's why I said from the beginning that you were going to need 2 or 3 yards for this. So it depends on what you have. You can actually join if the material is not enough for you. I'm going to put this together now and sew on it. So you want to use a gathers stitch, you guys, and if you know a gathers stitch, you know there's no tacking in between. You have to be careful doing this because trust me, my rope cut the first time. So what we're going to do now is place this on the slit side and just use your pins to arrange it where you want it to be. Now we're going to sew. Be careful when sewing too, it can be very slippery. So this is what it looks like. I love the finished product, you guys. This is the back all settled in, and this is the front, you guys. I loved doing this. I hope you finally get to do yours. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Don't forget to turn on your notification bell. Don't forget to love yourself because I love you. Bye.